These are the plays that are going to make you the most money today. This is the Daily Profit brought to you by Linemaker Sports. On today's show, we're going to go through some of the highest probabilities for the NBA. Now, before we get to that, let's talk about yesterday's results and yesterday's show. So, for the show, we ended up sweeping the board. I mean, if you took Jalen Brunson, Towns ended up sitting, so I didn't personally take Brunson. I sat out. But if you did take him, he ended up hitting that anyway. Then for the Capitals, Dylan Strom, he was able to get a point, so he ended up getting that pretty easily. So if you took the two plays that were on the show, you ended up winning. Now, in the group, you took the plays in the group, you swept as well. So it was a sweep across the board yesterday. We had Nathan McKinnon, who had a 80% probability to go over 0.5 points. Now, this is rare to be able to even get him because DraftKings might have made a little bit of a hiccup here, and they put his odds line a little bit lower than what it normally is. All right, usually this play is like minus 500, minus 600. You can't even get it. But they made a hiccup yesterday, and he had a favorable matchup, and he ended up coming through late. All right, late. This was one of those times where we had to wait all the way to almost the end of the third period for him to be able to get an assist. But he ended up coming through. That was an F-bomb play. Then we moved on to another F-bomb play, which was Nikola Vucevic. He had an 85% probability to go over 29.5 points, rebounds, and assists. The first quarter looked terrible. He only had like 3 points, rebounds, and assists in the first quarter. So it didn't look like this was going to be a good game for him. Then the second quarter came around, and he absolutely went off. All right, by halftime, he had 20 points, rebounds, and assists. By the end of the third, he had 30 points, rebounds, and assists. So it ended up actually being an easy win nonetheless. All right, an 85% probability on that came through in 3 quarters, and that was an F-bomb play as well. Then we moved on to the Phoenix Suns' Kevin Durant. He had a 75% probability to go over 32.5 points, rebounds, and assists. He was off to a little bit of a rocky start too. I mean, another one where his first quarter, I think he played 12 minutes. He only had 3 points, rebounds, and assists. So he wasn't doing much. Then he started getting it going. And then we go into the fourth quarter where it was late in the fourth quarter, and he was able to come through with a couple assists to push him over that 32.5 mark. He finished with 34 points, rebounds, and assists, if I'm correct on that. Now, one thing I do want to address with everybody, if you guys follow me on Instagram, you guys see that yesterday I did a challenge pretty much of trying to hit a 5-team parlay and how hard it really is to be able to hit that. Well, if you go through the plays that I threw on there, if you did the alternate lines, I actually would have won that 5-teamer. All right, but that shows you right there how important alternate lines are to be able to play those alternate lines. Because when you're playing the line that everybody else is playing at minus 110, you're going to lose sometimes where we end up winning because we changed the number to what we wanted it to be. So you have to understand how important it is. I don't just put these numbers on here just to put them on here. I put them on here for a reason because they are very important. And to be able to find those numbers, you got to have the right sports books obviously as well. So if you have FanDuel, DraftKings, Ballybet, ESPN Bet, BetRivers, you can find these plays. You just have to go under the alternate points, rebounds, and assist mark. You have to be able to dive into the sportsbook and find those plays. They're not just going to be on the front page for you. It's very important to get these numbers because if you don't get these numbers, you're going to be at a serious disadvantage for sure. Now, let's talk about the F-bombs. Again, the F-bombs won 2 of them last night. So, we're 43-12 in the last 41 days. Guys, they speak for themselves. All right? If you guys are in the gold membership, the silver membership, drop some love in the comments so everybody else sees exactly what we're doing over here because what we're doing over here is unlike anybody else in the industry. All right? Nobody is giving you the results that I'm giving you day in and day out. There is no one. Like I said, I have done my research and I have looked. Nobody does it the way we do it here. So make sure you let everybody know down in the comments. And like I said before, I'll share that stuff across all social medias so that way you guys can see your comments being blasted amongst all these people as well. But just the F-bombs alone, that's 43-12. All right? 43-12. That's a serious percentage right there. And that's not in the last week. That's over the course of almost a month and a half now. So consistency is key with anything. So remember that. Got to stick to it. You got to keep going. This year, again, we're 7 days into the new year. We're a week into the new year. We've only lost 1 play. one play. All right. So, like I said, this is the best team to be a part of. So if you guys are watching my channel and you guys are part of the group, you guys know that 2025 is going to be a great year. And if you're not a part of the group yet, make sure you go click the link in the description. So that way you could join and stop losing and be a part of the winning feeling that everybody gets almost every single day that we're out there placing our bets. Now let's go ahead and get to today's plays. We're going to start with Russell Westbrook. We haven't had him on the show at all throughout the whole entire season. All right, so we're looking at a 64.7% probability for him to go under 27.5 points, rebounds, and assists. He's going against the fifth best team at guarding the point guard position. Now, the thing is with the Nuggets here is you got Jamal Murray, you got Jokic, and then you got Westbrook. So most likely he is the third option on this team. And the thing is if they're struggling in the game, he's not going to be the focal point of the offense. So that's what I do like about this. The probability is a little bit low, and even the points, rebounds, assist number is a bit low. But he has an opportunity here to where this game, the Celtics control this game, and you see like a stat line from Russ, like 5 points, 5 rebounds, and a couple assists or whatnot. That's where I can see the possibility of this game going. Now, of course, Russell Westbrook is Russell Westbrook, so at any given day, he could have a triple-double. He can go off. But with some resistance tonight against the Celtics are a good team, especially defensively. He should have some resistance here and keep him under that number. All right, now let's get to the next one. LeBron James. So we've had LeBron plenty of times already this year. He has a 68% probability to go over 34.5 points, rebounds, and assists. That's a decently low number for LeBron. And he's going against the sixth worst team at guarding the power forward position. So this number obviously is pretty good right now if Anthony Davis doesn't play, because it's always like game time decision with these guys, even LeBron, to like the last 15 minutes to know if they're going to play or not. So LeBron, if you lock him in right now and then Anthony Davis doesn't play, you're not going to be able to touch that number. That number is going to go up to 40, 39.5 easily. So 34.5 points, rebounds, and assists with Anthony Davis playing is still decent. Now, without him playing is great, is unbelievably great, all right? Because that means, obviously, everything LeBron is going to be controlling in the offense. So we have a decent probability. We have a decently low number, and we got the good matchup for LeBron. Now, if Anthony Davis doesn't play, that's a huge boost. If he does play, it doesn't really hurt that much, all right? But obviously, sometimes when LeBron plays and Anthony Davis play at the same time, it's either or going to go off. Anthony Davis ends up having 40-plus points, 10 rebounds, a couple assists, and LeBron kind of takes a little bit of a back seat there. But tonight should be a competitive game for the Lakers, so LeBron should be able to get somewhat close to that number and maybe surpass that number for us with that good matchup. Let's go through one more time. We'll talk about Russell Westbrook. Like I said, he's a triple-double machine when he gets it going, but tonight he should have some resistance. He's got that 64.7% probability to go under 27.5 points, rebounds, and assists. Going against the fifth best team at guarding the point guard position, Jokic and Murray. If anything, most of the stuff should be running through them, so Westbrook should go a little bit overlooked here, hopefully. All right, hopefully that's the way that it rolls. Then we go to LeBron James, who could have a huge game if Anthony Davis ends up not playing, but even if he does play, still 34.5 is a pretty low number for LeBron. Definitely obtainable for him to be able to hit that number. As always, guys, I'm Frank with Linemaker Sports. I'll see you guys in tomorrow's show. Till then, I'm out.